Hi guys, Mark here from H2 Tackle and Outdoors. We've got a gorgeous fall day outside, and what I think I'm going to do today is I'm going to boil some traps. I'm going to boil them and dye them. These are coyote traps. I'm not going to wax them. Probably will end up ultimately dipping them in some Full Metal Jacket, probably. But wife's gone. She's out of town. She left me a list to do, but hey, I think I'm going to boil some traps. So stick with me. Okay, I've got my fire going here. What I've got here is like an old pressure canner that I found somewhere. I don't know where I even got it, but it's about 4 gallons. I've got 4 gallons of water in there right now. And I've got some fire burning in the fire pit here. And really all I'm going to do is just wait till that comes up to a boil. I just filled it a little bit ago. I put a board on the top to help kind of keep the heat in. Helps it boil a little bit faster. So got this fire going. I'm going to let it boil, and then I'll show you what I do next. What I've got here is 6 brand new Duke number 2 square jaws. I really like these traps. I bought a dozen of them last year, used them, and I bought another dozen of them this year. I really kind of like them. But they've got the factory grease and oil and stuff on them here, and I need to wash that off. Sometimes I'll take them to the car wash, but this will work too. I put them in a bucket. I put a squirt of Dawn dish soap in there, put them in a bucket, and get them hosed up, washed up that way. Really all it takes, just put a little glob of that in there, and we'll go put them in the water, and we'll get them washed up. We'll let those set in there a little while, and then we'll come back and agitate them a little bit. The dye I'm going to be using today is this Reynolds trap dye. I use this once in a while. It's an all-natural. It's organic. It dyes them up pretty good. The other stuff is really kind of powdery, and it can leave kind of a grainy feel on some of your traps, which, you know, it isn't the end of the world. But I use all different kinds of stuff. I like to experiment with different kinds of stuff, and this doesn't work any better or worse than any of the other ones, so I like using this once in a while. So since I got 4 gallons of water, this says one bag goes into 10 to 12 gallons. I'm probably going to use half the bag here. And it looks like my water is getting ready to boil over in my pot, so I'm going to go dump half this bag in there. Okay, got our dye in here. I'm going to stir that up a little bit. Kind of tends to settle in on the bottom, and what we'll do is I'll bring this to a boil, and I'll let that cook a little bit to bring that color out of those little wood chips in there, and we'll just boil that up here a little bit before we put our traps in. So I'm gonna go, I still got some traps soaking in the soap water, so I'm gonna go get those and agitate those a little bit and then rinse them off. Okay, we're back to our soap here. Those little black things in there appear to be little black bugs that we're having a good old infestation of this time of year. I'm not sure why, but what they are, where they come from. But I'm gonna agitate that and shake it around a little bit. You can kind of already see the oil that's coming off those traps. Just shake that up a little bit. Get the soap water, cleaning all that oil crap off there. So I'll let those soak here for a little bit, and I'll be back to rinse them off. Okay, we got the soap poured off of them and drained off, and now we're just I'm gonna rinse these traps a couple of times. I just run the hose on them and let it run over and dump out the water. It's pretty much all I do. Alright, we're ready to get our traps into the boil here. And really what all I'm gonna do is I got this piece of wire I just fashioned out of some old baling wire or whatever. And I just hook all these together. By the chains. Hook them by the swivels. Hook them together like this. And then what I'll do is I'll just drop them down into the pot. Alright, looks like we got a little boil going on here. And these babies are ready. Just plop them right down in there. Get the chains. Let that wire hang over the side just like that. And we're boiling traps. I'll cover this back up. I might throw another log on there and let them boil at least for an hour or so. Alright, so the wind picked up. You can probably hear it. I'm going to take a look at these. See what we got so far. Seem to be stuck down in there. But you can kind of see by the chain, we've got a little bit of dye here going on it. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave these in here. The wind picked way up. It's blowing my fire all over the place and everything. So it blew my board off the top of the pot. I think what I'm going to do is leave these in here overnight, and I will come get them tomorrow. They should have a real nice heavy dye on them after that. Sitting in the pot all night, so that's what I'm going to do for now. And after being in the dye for a day, this is what we have. And these were brand new traps. Remember, they were all shiny and new and still had the new metal on them, or the new factory grease and everything else on them. Now they're all dyed up, and these are ready to go. I might dip these in some Fatal, or some what's that stuff called? Full Metal Jacket. Yeah, might dip them in some Full Metal Jacket. These I probably won't wax. I don't like wax in my Predator traps, but probably give these a dip in Full Metal Jacket, and they will be good to go. And we'll talk to you next time.